Hawks trying to avoid falling into a 3-0 hole. They're home in Atlanta. Game had to be delayed by 40 minutes. A suspicious package outside of the building. Thankfully, contents not anything to be troubled by. Thankfully for the Miami Heat, after this Jimmy Butler bucket and fall to the floor, which looked concerning, he'd be all right. Easy for me to say. I'm not the one getting hit in the ribs here, but Butler would remain in the game. Atlanta leading by 5. Trae Young from deep buries that three. The Hawks land on a Friday night. Boy, the building was ready to go. Bogdanović, and Atlanta has its first double-digit lead of the series. They lead by 7 at the break. But Miami's a team that can get it going in a hurry, and they did. How about a 21-0 run in just over 4 minutes in the third, which is the longest postseason run for the Miami Heat in a quarter century. Miami completely flips the script. They win the quarter by 15. They head into the fourth leading by 8. Kyle Lowry, hamstring injury, says he's going to do everything he can to be ready for Game 4. Hawks, Bogdanović, bottoms. 18 off the bench, 3-point game. At some point, you know Trae's going to do that. All 3 of these. And the ball game's tied at 104. Next Hawks possession. All right, so a foul's called. It's over the back, right? No. Onyeka Okongwu, an and one. Gets the rebound and the putback. Here comes Miami. Butler with a corner 3, game tie. Did I say corner 3? That's P.J. Tucker's spot, the king of the corner 3. Miami's back in front. Miami ball under 20 to go. They're going to have to take a shot. Atlanta can play defense, get a stop, get a rebound. They do. Timeout? No. Play on. You know what's lethal, Steve? The float game.
On point.
It is. 2 of his 24 points, in fact. And Young gives the Hawks the 1-point lead. Miami, a chance to grab the win and go up 3-0. Butler, contested, hits the deck, hits the rim, but doesn't hit the bucket. The Hawks survive that third quarter barrage from the Heat. Trae and Atlanta grab the win.
We've been here before. I mean, we've been in tough moments, been in going through adversity, even through this season. So I think we know how to battle back and find ways to win.
Trae is a confident kid, and he doesn't shy away from the moment. He has some shots that didn't go in, but he remained aggressive, and that's the difference. And when the moment, the big moment came, he had the last possession. He made it happen.
Steve, Trae's a confident kid. Did you know? Yes, we did. Knicks fans, they know that Trae's dangerous, particularly late. It's the second time that he's hit a game winner inside the final 10 seconds of a playoff game. Over the past 5 postseasons, only one other player has multiple game winners, LeBron James, a pair of them, for the Cavaliers back in the 2018 playoffs. All right, so we saw Phoenix lose at home, then go on the road and grab home court right back. Milwaukee lost at home, lost Chris Middleton for at least the remainder of this series with Chicago, and they came out and stomped on the Bulls from the jump. Without Middleton, who steps up? Well, Bobby Portis, who started for Middleton, and also Grayson Allen, who did awfully well in the first quarter in a building where they're booing him every time he touches it. Allen had 9, went 3 for 3 on threes. Portis and Allen combined for 17 in the first quarter, and the Bulls scored just 17 as a team. Bucks led by 16 after a quarter. They're now up 20. Portis runs the floor. Giannis finds him. It's a 22-point game. Allen, catch and shoot. Keep booing me. Not like I haven't heard it before wherever I went in college. Down low. Giannis. Then it's a beautiful little Drew Holiday from Brook Lopez. Holiday had 16. To the third we go. Holiday. Giannis. Nerf. I always say it makes it look like Nerf with your big brother. You're like, you can't do that. You can't stop me. It's kind of like, it's not, I mean, is it not like that?
Oh.
Seriously, when he does that with the left, everybody hit the top of their head. Now it's Allen's turn down the lane. Bucks up 30. 30 on the road. Chicago's a great sports city. These folks showed up ready to cheer. They just never got a chance to. Portis, 3 more in your eye hole with a shimmy. 18 and 16. It's a 31-point lead. Now it's time for folks to go home, and now it's time for your man Luka Vildosa to Thanasis Antetokounmpo. And this time it's Giannis cheering on his bro from the sidelines. The Bucks stomp the Bulls. DeMar DeRozan, not featured in the highlight, but with thoughts on how they bounce back.
Whether it was 1 or it was 30, loss was a loss, and with that, we got to come back regardless. Whether if we lost by 30 or if we lost by 1 point, we got to come back and compete and protect our home floor, tie this thing up. So regardless, a loss is a loss, I would have felt the same way. Now we got an opportunity to tie this thing up Sunday on our home court, and that's what we're going to go out there and do.
This Bucks squad, even without Chris Middleton, is plenty capable of blowing you out. They've now got 4 victories by at least 30 points over the past 5 postseasons. That's twice as many as any other team over that span. Over 2/3 of their playoff wins, in fact, these past 5 years have been by double digits. We will get to that Bucks game in just a minute, but we are joined once again by NBA champion Kendrick Perkins. And Perk, let's start with that Hawks game first. Trae Young, when it gets to winning time, was a different player than he was early. What was different early and late for Trae?
Well, I think he got to give a lot of credit to the others, his role players, his teammates, because the first half that they had, they opened it up for Trae Young. They made the Miami defense start to respect them. You've seen guys like Gallinari get it going early, Bogdanovich. We also seen Herter knock down a couple of shots. So when you get late in the game, now all of a sudden the Miami Heat had to respect those guys. And what that did was that created one-on-one matchups with Trae, and now the lane opens up along with him being able to get into his bag like he had fries at the bottom. And that's what happened tonight. He was able to close in the fourth quarter, and he did just that. Ice Trae was in the building.
Yeah, and so were all the stars in Atlanta. You and I were laughing off air. I love the Atlanta crowd. There's an Atlanta flavor to it for sure. They avoid falling into that 3-0 hole, and a home building can be an advantage. How significant can it be, Kendrick, particularly in the playoffs?
Oh, it can be huge. And it's huge not for your superstars, Scott, but it's huge for your role players. I always say role players play better at home because they feed off of their energy. And guys, start having out-of-body experience, and we saw that tonight. When you get down 10 to 15 points, guess what? All you have to do is start to make a little run, and all of a sudden the energy of the fans start to rub off on you, and that's how the Hawks basically won that game. They should owe that to the fans that were sitting in the stands tonight.
So home court can be a huge advantage. Or you can be the Chicago Bulls. You can get a victory in Milwaukee. You see a star for the Bucks go out in Middleton. Mm-hmm. You come home. Perk, they get boat raced right in the first quarter, and they're done. What happened?
Well, Scott, let me say this about the Chicago Bulls, okay? Each one of those players that participated, because they didn't play, they participated, for the Chicago Bulls should be fined, and the money should go back to the people who bought tickets to come and watch the Chicago Bulls play. But you have to give all the credit to the Milwaukee Bucks. That championship pedigree kicked in tonight, and role players like Bobby Portis and Grayson Allen stepped up to the plate tremendously. We already know what Giannis Antetokounmpo is capable of doing, but the thing I loved the most about Giannis tonight was the trust factor. He trusted his teammates, having 9 assists, on time, on target, hitting guys in their shooting pockets, letting guys go to work, and just trusting that they could get the job done and give him some help, and they did just that, and that's why they gave the Bulls that 30-point smackdown.
Somebody would have to fill in for Middleton. Portis has shown he's capable of giving them more than he is asked. He did last year in the playoffs and in the finals. And I know you think he will continue to do that in Middleton's absence. But you mentioned Grayson Allen. Given who it was against, Perk, given where it was in Chicago, how significant was it that he was able to do that there?
Well, it's huge, and not just for this game, but for the rest of the Bucks playoff run. Look, it just showed his mentality that he could battle through anything. Look, they booed him every time he touched the ball, but he didn't let that faze him. Scored a career high off the bench for us in the playoffs, and that's what you want to see. You want to see a newcomer like Grayson Allen step up to the plate. They lost P.J. Tucker. This guy plays defense. He has the tenacity, and he has that killer mindset, just like Giannis Antetokounmpo, who is the leader of the Milwaukee Bucks.
Perk, appreciate the time. Enjoy the weekend. Hope we talk again soon.
Absolutely, Scott. Thanks for having me on, my brother.
Playoffs continue. Brooklyn, Saturday night. When can we expect to see Ben Simmons on the floor, and how does he expect to fit in with his new squad when he gets out there? That's on the way.